Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's episode, we're going to cover some accessible bike trails over at Cannock Chase. We're also going to be speaking to Robert Chattin from the Learn My Way project. And finally, we're going to give you some tips, tricks and ideas on how to keep you safe in relation to COVID-19. So stay tuned.
You're listening to the DRC Podcast, where advice, support and guidance is our passion.
Okay, so today we're heading over to Cannock Chase to try out some of the bike trails over there. Allegedly there's a few that are wheelchair friendly, so I'm meeting up with a couple of friends over there who've all got similar bikes to me, and we're going to have a look round, check it out, so enjoy the ride. Well, as you can see, that was a lot of fun. We had a great afternoon over at Cannock Chase. Certainly all the two green trails were very accessible. We did do a little bit of an off-road trail. I'm not sure what that was called, to be fair, whether that was part of the blue trail, but it was a bit more off-road for a wheelchair user anyway. And that was quite good fun. And then we did try the blue trail in its entirety, but unfortunately we got halfway around that and there was a few areas that didn't really look that accessible, so we had to turn around and come back. So if you are going to take on the blue trail as a wheelchair user, if you like, with the electric bike system we use, then I would go with caution, and maybe for the first time go with somebody who can support you should you get yourself into any difficulty on there. But other than that, it was a great afternoon. We're going to move on now to the interview I held last week with Rob from the Learn My Way project. But before we do that, here's some advice, tips and tricks on how to combat COVID-19. Hi, and today we're joined by Robert Chattin, who's a member of the employment and training team, and is here today to talk about a particular project called Learn My Way. This interview is going to be in two stages. The first part's going to be a very brief, short introduction to what the project offers. And if people do find that beneficial and want to see the full-blown interview, I'll make that available on our playlist. So without further ado, I'd like to say welcome, Robert. Thank you for joining the show. I'm just going to start straight off with the first question. And the first question is, can you give us a brief description on what the service offers?
Yeah, thank you, Roy. Learn My Way is a very, very basic IT course. So effectively, we start from everything from turning the computer on, what does the keyboard and mouse do, how to use them, and then we work our way up to using basic Windows systems, so we could use how the menu works, what a taskbar is, and work our way up to using more complex applications, Word, Excel, things like that. So, but we also help people with their phones and tablets and things like that. So effectively, if they want to use an app on a phone, then what I'll normally do is show them how to do that. We also help people with accessibility software. So we've had a few people that have had hearing problems or they can't see very well, and what we do is we will go through and explain what the accessibilities that Windows can have and what software is out there for them to use a computer so they don't feel isolated, or it allows them to use that computer with ease. So that's sort of like in a nutshell what we actually do and what we offer.
What you offer, yeah, excellent, brilliant. Can you tell us what's changed, Rob, since lockdown?
There's actually quite a lot that's changed with lockdown. I mean, the one thing that I have noticed is that a lot of my regular, well, I call them customers that were at the DRC, have actually lost their IT equipment effectively because they've been using the DRC and libraries quite a lot, and with them closing, they've not had the IT equipment to use. So a lot of them have felt isolated when it comes to laptops and desktops and things like that. So what I've noticed is that I'm helping people use phones and tablets more. So they've actually realised that yes, I can use my phone and my tablet like I would a little desktop or laptop. So that's what I've actually noticed the change is that we're switching to tablets and phones. And the one thing I used to get was, no, I don't want to do online shopping, and I don't want to do online this, and I don't want to learn how to do this. And now it's all, can you teach me how to do online shopping? I need to know how to get into Facebook. I need to know how to use YouTube. So the things that before lockdown we didn't do, we're doing a lot more of those now. Like I said, online shopping.
So almost in some ways, you're kind of upskilling people in connection with the current situation with the corona.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Can you tell the viewers what's the eligibility criteria for this service?
So they have to be 18 plus. Yeah, they have to be 18 plus. Mm-hmm. There is no upper limit. So effectively, once you're 18 plus, you can, we have retired people on there and everything. So we've got people who are out of work, people who are in work. That doesn't matter. The only thing that they have to have is a disability. But we've noticed that a lot of services that are not catered for disabled people are also shutting. So I've sort of relaxed that a little bit myself, and sort of if they want to come on and they need help, then we will help somebody that doesn't have a disability, but they are supposedly have a disability. But that's what we do.
Yeah, that's brilliant, Rob. Okay, mate. Well, I'd just like to say thanks for coming on. Obviously, this was only the first part of the interview, so as I said earlier, if people want to see the full interview with a few more questions I asked, you can grab that on our playlist. But certainly for this part of our channel, I'd like to thank you for coming on, Rob. I think the work that you do is fantastic, and keep it up. Cheers, buddy.
Thank you.